Hi guys, Freddie B here. Week 18 NFL, Week 18 pathetic picks from Freddie B. These are your stone cold locks of the teams that will definitely be playing on Sunday. That's the only thing I can guarantee. I can't guarantee wins or anything, but I can give you stone cold locks on who is playing. So let's go through a lot of playoff implications this week. In the AFC, you have 5 teams going for 2 spots. Okay? If it were over today, which it's not, the Colts and the Chargers would be in. We'll talk about those games. However, the guys on the bubble are the Raiders, the Steelers, and the Ravens, okay? Ravens we hate because they had murderers on their team. Steelers has a child molester on their team. And then the Raiders are the Raiders. So we just don't like them anyway. So I don't care. Then on the NFC, you've got 2 teams vying for a single playoff team. That's the San Francisco 49ers against the New Orleans Saints. Or they're not playing each other, but those are the 2 teams vying for that last spot. If it all ended today, which is the dumbest thing in the world because that's why they play 17 games. So it's kind of like Larry McReynolds on NASCAR when he talks about Daytona being the first race of the season, and he says, if it were over today, he'd be the champion. No kidding. Larry McReynolds is an idiot. Really bright guy, idiot on TV. Anyway, sorry to editorialize. Not really. Okay, so here are the games that I think are going to be of interest to you. Chiefs-Broncos. Broncos are out of it, so they can play spoiler. The Chiefs are in. Not a problem. Patrick Mahomes. Great quarterback. Again, in the playoffs, doing well. Chiefs clinched their division. They're 11-5. Probably will beat the Broncos. The Broncos would like to play spoiler. I'm not sure how much of the first string the Chiefs are going to play. They want to save it for the playoffs, but they will certainly provide enough effort to probably beat the Broncos. Okay? The Jags have nothing to lose against the Colts, but the Colts have everything to gain. It's a must-win game for the Colts. So the Colts can't sit back and play their second string. The Jags are going to try to play spoiler. That's the only thing they can live for because let's face it, when you look up suck in the dictionary, you see the Jags. So the Colts are going to play very, very hard. The Jags are just going to play as best they can, which is mediocre at best, and the Colts are probably going to win that game. Then you have the Chargers against the Raiders, which is a game that has tons of implications because both teams could be in or out based on some other scenarios. So right now the Chargers are in, so it's a must-win for the Chargers, and they stay in. They can't do anything but stay in by winning. However, the Raiders could beat them, and then that means that a lot of other things would have to happen in order for the Chargers to stay in. So, again, Chargers, Raiders, going to be probably one of the better games of the weekend, if you like that. It's, what time is that at? I don't even know. But anyway, that's the game that you're probably going to want to look at. And let me see if I can tell you when that game is. Judges, Raiders, Judges, Raiders, Judges, Raiders. It's the Sunday night game, so it'll be a good Sunday night if you're interested. 8:20 on Sunday night, Chargers, Raiders, and by then most everything will be settled except for that one playoff slot. So I'll bet you that might get some of the best ratings of the NFL season. Even though I don't like the Raiders, I'll probably watch that. Again, not a big fan of the Raiders, not a big fan of John Gruden, but John Gruden got screwed this year and leaves me to believe another reason I dislike the Raiders because the NFL is too woke again. All right, I'm going to cough. Excuse me, don't have COVID. Rams 49ers have playoff implications. Rams and 49ers have playoff implications. Okay? Rams could get in. Again, they are in. Let's see. Are the Rams in? Yeah, the Rams are in. They clinched our playoff berth. But the 49ers are a bubble team. So again, the 49ers win and they're in, and the Saints, they can do nothing to do that. But if the Rams lose and the Saints win, then that could throw the NFC up. So in that game, I'm going to pick the Rams to hang on and eliminate the 49ers. Okay? Chargers, Raiders, I'm going for the Chargers, by the way. in that game, okay? The Saints, having said that, are going to play the Falcons, and the Falcons, I don't know who sucks more, Atlanta or the Jaguars, but they're both terrible, and I think the Saints are going to win because they got to play well, and they've got to win. But even if they win and the 49ers win, it doesn't matter. But since I think the Rams will beat the 49ers, the Saints might be able to sneak in with a win there. There's probably some mathematics that I don't absolutely understand because I don't understand football. Then you've got teams that are in the playoffs that are playing, and you've got the Cowboys against the Eagles. Now, as I mentioned earlier, if you have watched this all season long, I really believe that the Cowboys might be one of the better rising teams in the NFL. It seems to me that Dak Prescott, their quarterback, has really found his way a bit. If he can stay injury-free, I think he's going to be fine. I don't think there's a game that Dallas played this year that they could not have won. However, obviously, they've lost a few games. The Eagles are from a city that has a great history of throwing batteries at fans and stuff like that. No, I'm kidding. But I think the Cowboys are going to beat the Eagles in what could be a playoff preview. So we'll take the Cowboys in that one. Then you have the game of absolutely no consequence that is going to be a laugher that I doubt will even be shown in their home markets. And that is the Washington Redskins, soon to be called the Groundhogs, which is its stupid names, but I dig it, against the New York Football Giants. Both teams are terrible. They're out of it. I don't know even if in New York they're going to watch that game. That's how bad this game is. But they got to play the games. The guys got to get a paycheck, so they're going to play. I think they're playing in New York. If you want to watch that game, don't know why you would want to, but let's see. The Washington Redskins are playing the New York Football Giants at 1 o'clock. And I'm pretty sure they'll show that here in South Florida because they'll just do it to screw around with us. All right. And then you have Cincinnati against the Browns. The Browns are out of it. Unfortunately, Cincinnati's in. But Baker Mayfield, the best name of a quarterback in the last 10 years, Baker Mayfield. He's going to bounce back, at least come out with a win. He's fighting for his future in Cleveland, so he's got something to play for. So I'm pretty sure that the Browns are going to play, and they might win this game. I'm pretty sure they're going to win the game. And then you've got the games I've always got to pick. It's the Patriots at the Dolphins down in Miami. The Dolphins, the greatest football team ever to hit the gridiron. They are playing the New England Patriots. The Patriots have had their number over the last couple of years, but the Dolphins beat them last year. The Dolphins are going to win this game. New England doesn't have anything to play for. They've clinched, so they're done. The Dolphins have everything to play for. Tua wants to have a winning season, so the Dolphins will end up 9-7. Remember, last year they were 10-6. They were 10-6 last year and did not make the playoffs. It's a shame. And this year they're not going to make the playoffs again, but they're heading in the right direction. So I'm going to take the Dolphins over the Patriots. And then finally you have, which is really kind of a twist here, you have the Panthers coming back to Tampa after a week off to play the Bucs again. The Bucs destroyed them up in Charlotte. The Bucs have no reason to play hard. They might rest their team. Brady may play. He likes to play, so he'll play. But I just don't know how this game's going to cash out. I'm pretty sure the Bucs will win it. I had no doubts last week that the Bucs were going to win, and they did. They pulled it out at the last minute. Wasn't even nervous about it. The Bucs will win this game too, but I think it'll be much closer than it was in Charlotte. Sorry about that, my friend Chuck. But I think the Panthers lose twice this year to the Buccaneers. Then moving on to the game of all games, the game that everybody's looking for, the game that means everything, is the college football NCAA. We got us a burn, but I go in here. We'll talk about Keith Jackson. Alabama versus Georgia. Alabama versus Georgia on Monday night for the national championship game is a redo of the SEC championship. Now, the over-under is 52, and if you go back, you look at the SEC game, Alabama and Georgia combined scored 65 points. So to have an over-under of 52, I think the bookies are saying, well, the teams know each other better so they can better defend each other. So on a bet, I would take the under, believe it or not. Even though they scored a lot of points, I think the defenses know each team a little bit better, so they'll look for those tells, if you will, and they'll play a little bit better there. So defensively, it'll be a better game. But at the end, Alabama's being a 2.5-point favorite. I looked it up, and I think that Alabama, once again, wins the national championship because Saban is probably one of the best coaches in college football history, and Alabama's just really good team. Taking nothing away from Georgia because they had an incredible season, and the only people they lost to is Alabama. If you're a Georgia fan, really, really hard to say, hey, hard to lose to the same team twice. I agree, and it could happen. So the game could go either way. That's why, I mean, if you think 2.5 points, then, and it's really no home field advantage, if you know what I mean. So it's going to be an interesting game. Should be a fun game to watch. And then finally, my friends, remember this, February 17th, not my favorite date at all. I hate that date for things I won't go into. But the great thing about that date, February 17th, the nice thing about it is pitchers and catchers report in Major League Baseball. And finally, we get back to baseball season. So, a couple of great things coming after the national championship. Next time you see me, that will all be decided. I'll be doing my pathetic IMSA picks for the Rolex 24 Hours of Daytona. And we'll get back to working on the boat. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day. Happy New Year to you. Ta-ta for now.